to it that my brain was tuned to. But now that I'm slowly segued away from all that, it's accelerating. So people think, oh, I'm in such horrible shape. Oh, it's so bad. I'll never dig out of this hole. That's not what I'm finding. It's like once you train yourself back to what's good, and it's a battle, but it gets easier the more you do. So how do you recommend people start that journey?
Well, it's first off, I don't expect people to make huge changes all at once. I expect people to make segmented changes, bite-sized steps. Drink more water is a great first step. Carry a bottle of water with you everywhere you go, and every time you have an urge to drink a soda or something that's carbonated or something that's looks like it's sweetened, just drink water instead. Your body will start loving water. You started talking about eating salads. If you start chew your food more, it'll actually taste better. Those vegetables have
my dad always told me that. He'd say, chew your food, chew that green beans, chew that squash. That's when I would always want sugar on my cereal, and as a child he'd make me chew it and would get sweet, and I was like, oh. And now I've shown my kids that, but we're never taught any of this common sense.
Right. And for people, most people are deficient in omega oils. They're called EFAs, essential fatty acids. The vast majority of people are deficient in EFAs. So their body seeks French fries. Their body seeks pizza. Their body seeks other things that have that oils in them that have been fried because it needs the oils. It needs the EFAs. It's seeking the wrong thing. So if you get your body some EFAs, it will not want those things anymore. In fact, sometimes now I look at commercials for fast food and I actually go, ooh, I can tell you when I was 20, I go, wow, look at that. Those nachos look fantastic. Nowadays, I'm like going, oh, that makes me sick to even look at them because my body's getting the omega oil, so it's not looking for that. And that's one of the reasons that's part of the Alex Pack is we put the omega oils in. And what's funny is that people don't understand there's things called trace minerals. They come from plants, and your body was designed to get all these trace minerals, but now in most of the foods you're eating, or a lot of the foods you're eating, they're not there anymore because the soils are just so denuded. They've been so, I hate to use the word, but raped over. They haven't been good soil management, and there's been pesticides sprayed into everything.
Yeah, they're not fallow. They put the pesticide that kills the microbes. This is mainline science. They've known this for 50 years and really been worried about it. So then they use chemicals and fertilizers that are designed to grow in dead soils, so it's not even what the plants are really supposed to even look like or taste like. It's a specially engineered garbage.
Well, when you think the concept of GMOs, genetically modified organisms, they're designed to be immune to all these things that you have to have something crazy going on to be immune from bugs eating them or bugs dying when they eat them. So I'm kind of concerned personally about putting GMOs into my system, and I'm pretty upset with my government for making it unavailable for me to know what foods have GMOs.
Tell folks about that. And we've had lawsuits where big organic milk companies, the ones that are homogenizing and boiling it and all that, in the grocery store, they've been sued by Monsanto and others because they don't want them putting a sign on it saying we don't have hormone or GMO. I mean, they're suing not just government, but private groups don't want you to know what you're getting.
And you have to ask why, because you figure if somebody just says without GMOs, what harm would that be? Somebody could go into a store and say, oh, that doesn't have GMOs, that does have GMOs. This one's not even saying it's bad for you, it's just saying it doesn't have it. And they don't want you to know that because innately you would say genetically modified. I'd rather have the non-genetically modified thing, please. So how can they sell you something if you would prefer the other? It's cheaper for them to make it GMO, and they can call patents on the things that we eat every day will now be patented. Is that a patented potato? Is that a patented strawberry? Did you pay your toll tax on that patented thing? It's amazing to think that they want to patent what we're currently eating, and people were eating, 2,000, 3,000 years ago. They're not going to patent them because they somehow genetically modified them.
And then they infect your stuff as they've done with canola, and then sue you and admit in court they infected you, but it's still a patent infringement that 1% of the genetics of your canola or your soybean is theirs. And then that's the same thing with vitamins, doctor. Tell them how they're openly now patenting a manipulated vitamin C or a manipulated fish oil, then trying to block you getting the $5 bottle and trying to make you buy a $200 bottle.
Well, it's an old saying called follow the money. There are now these prescription omega oils. I remember my father would tell me his mother would give him cod liver oil or give him like anchovies. And I go, oh, how gross. She was giving him omega oils. That's where they come from. That's omega-3s. That's where they come from. So nowadays we have omega oil capsules. They're terrific. They're molecularly screened to have bad things out of them. You're just getting the omega-3s, and people can take them without having to have the fish taste. And now they're saying, wait a second, we're not sure you should have those. We now have a pharmaceutical version that costs $50, $100 a month, when there's a $10, $20 version that really works really well and has never hurt anybody to my knowledge, and it gives great service to people. So follow the money trails when the pharmaceutical companies get involved.
Exactly. And if they can ban raw milk and papayas, they can ban anything. I mean, even Forbes asked, why is there a war against lemonade stands? Because they don't want any mom and pops. It's that simple. This is a corporatocracy global government.
Yeah, and so I'm a big believer in getting what I can into my body to help my body work. My body was created, and it has a wonderful self-correction mechanism that I don't understand, and doctors are just basically just scratching the surface of understanding. But when it's given the right nutrition, it can do pretty marvelous things to fix itself. It's not completely perfect, but it can do amazing things. So you want to feed it and give it the ingredients it needs to do its job the right way. And those are the vitamins and the minerals and the omega oils and the basic things that come from plant-derived sources, like we put into the Alex pack, that we put it all together like a bow around it, the basic, unique, basic starting points.
I'm just here marveling at what you're saying, Doc. Expanding on all of this is a win-win-win. I have shown people, they've seen me lose right at 40 pounds. They've seen Aaron lose almost 90. He kept saying 80, and I said, how much is it really? And he goes, well, it's embarrassing, but a couple pounds short of 90. He's a new person. And he was literally leaving work every day. I told him if he wanted to, go ahead. I was for his health. He was going to personal trainers. He was trying to walk and jog. He was torturing himself not eating. And then Ted Anderson got on longevity. I got some. He started taking it. He heard Ben Fuchs. Now he, had heard you. He got into it. He did it. And he's like, this is like magic. And he really has done it more than I have. I mean, I've just started taking the Tangy Tangerine, a little bit of the EFAs, stuff like Rebound Pollen Burst. But he went whole hog on longevity. And I'm about to do it. It's just I'm so untrained to be doing this. I mean, I'm used to just eating. But I do eat about half of what I ate. I've lost 40 pounds. He's lost almost 90. And it's like magic. And yeah, it's a business. We support ourselves. I'm risking my life here to bring you this information. I want to build a news organization. So yeah, I'm selling vitamins and minerals. But I went out and found stuff that is the best out there. InfoWarsTeam.com. You can also sign up for $10 and get discounts and become a distributor. Again, InfoWarsTeam.com. There's a phone number there. There's weekly training, phone calls. It's all there. But bottom line, just try the Tangy Tangerine. Just try things like that, because it's amazing how depleted we are. And these synthetic minerals that just go through us, this is the real natural minerals, InfoWarsTeam.com. But it isn't hype. I mean, my mother has lost a ton of weight. It's not even advertised as weight loss. She's a triathlete. She says, my gosh, I was already taking vitamins and stuff. Why is this? She's asking, why is Tangy Tangerine, just the one thing she's taking, that and now essential fatty acids, why is that having such an incredible effect on her with her running, her swimming, all of it?
Well, she's already in great shape, so she's already done a lot of good things, and her body can quickly respond and get better. Think of your body as a chemistry set. If you're missing a couple test tubes, it can only do so much. You give it a couple of things that your body's been deficient in, and all of a sudden it starts popping on all cylinders. It's like fine-tuning a car. So all of a sudden your mom, who's been doing a lot of good things, now gets those few things she's been missing, and boom, she's like firing on all pistons, and away she goes. A guy like Aaron Dykes, once his system starts working the way it used to work, remember how we used to feel when we were 13, 14, 15? I would run around the yard like all day long and come in like only when it got dark. I would never get tired. We just run around and play all day.
Exactly. From sun up to sundown like crazed heathen.
Yeah, it's like I would just go out in the front yard and play. We didn't have, set rules. We just ran around and played because our bodies just had all those natural chemicals running in them that let us go play and have fun. And also our parents, they gave us good food. Our food was grown locally.
My grandmother made them take the cod liver, the spoonfuls.
You got it.
Mama knew best.
They did. A lot of this wisdom that we got from our ancestors was not silly. A lot of the things that we now look back at and saying, where'd that come from? It comes from good, sound advice. Eating your cod liver oil, we eat EFAs instead, but it's the right thing to do.
Amazing. InfoWarsTeam.com. There's also a phone number on there, but I guess people that aren't online, that doesn't help them. I'll always forget the number. We'll look it up and have it for you after the break and talk more about things you can do. But the big thing, you don't need to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and get Tangerine. The big thing is start drinking water, start exercising, stop eating GMO, aspartame. I had tried everything. I'd cut. We got a big InfoWars Nightly News tonight. Going to have the Arpaio interview with the chief investigator with all the fraud that Obama's engaged in. Send a team out there. It's like over an hour of stuff you haven't seen on the Nightly News tonight and more. A couple program notes here. Well, if you're interested in joining the InfoWars team, InfoWarsTeam.com, you can go to InfoWarsTeam.com or call 877-551-1301 if you've got any questions or comments or want to order over the phone, 877-551-1301. And again, you can sign up and be a distributor and get discounts and wholesale prices or just get it off the site, 877 Again, we'll put it back up there on screen, 877-551-1301 or InfoWarsTeam.com. And lastly, I'm going to go back with final comments from Dr. Corey Gold. But I just got to say this. We're hiring 2 new reporters, and each person is going to win $5,000 a piece. They're going to hire a male reporter and a female reporter. The contest is $5,000 for the 2 winners, and then that puts you in the running to be a reporter. Obviously, we got to negotiate if you can move here, how much you want to be paid, all that kind of stuff. We probably had like 50 or 60 entries. Some of them are pretty good, but there's only 4 rules, and people aren't following those. And then people are complaining, well, I don't want to upload to YouTube. I want to do it to my server so I get the traffic. Okay, well, you don't want to be a reporter here. You don't want to win $5,000. I mean, it is crazy. It's simple contest rules. Like, why is it only YouTube? Because we can't post 10 videos on the same page if it's different sites. It just doesn't work. Or, I'm really tired of it, folks. And we want your video to go viral on Infowars.com and on YouTube. The whole point of the contest isn't just to find great reporters. It's also to see all the great reporting you're going to do to wake people up about the New World Order. And there's stuff like have Infowars in the report. Instead, people do reports about their news thing. You don't want to work here? You don't want to win? That's right. When they don't do what I tell them around here, it's called a joke. The staff's having victories over me. You don't get to ignore everything I say until you work here. That's when you get to do that. Okay, that's... All right, anyways, InfoWarsTeam.com. You go to Infowars.com/reporter-contest, or just type in Infowars Reporter Contest into the search engine. It comes up. We're going to start posting videos on the site. We got 4 entries that follow the rules. It's only been out a few days. They're great. Thank you. You're in the running. And we send people their videos back and go, this is a good video. Will you remake it under the rules? They're like, no. Well, I guess you don't want to win then. I mean, what's the point of entering a contest? Coca-Cola has contests, and then they show it in movie theaters, short films. What if you sent one in and it wasn't about Coca-Cola? You're like, I didn't win the contest because it isn't about Coca-Cola, Jack. I'm sorry. Doc, I'm sorry I'm ranting. We only have like a minute and a half left. Great job joining us. Any other little tidbits we need to know about moves to try to restrict vitamin and mineral sales?
No, I was enjoying that quite a bit. The first thing is, don't abrogate your responsibility for your own health. I know people who take better care of their car. They know when to change their oil. They know when to do maintenance on their car, rotate their tires, but they don't know a thing about their body and how it works. They know more about how to reboot their computer than they do about their body. I mean, your body is your most important thing, and God bless you if you have children. Take care of them as well. Depend upon you. So make sure they're getting the right nutrition they need. You told them InfoWars Team is a good place to start on all that. If you have questions, call that number. But yeah, don't make somebody else responsible for your health. Be in tune with your body. Drink good water. Put good air around you. Eat good food and have good fellowship. That'll be the good place to start.
Well said. And final comment from you. Do you agree they're coming after vitamins, food, raw milk right now because they know it's getting popular and they want to shut it down?
I think they're going to try, but we're going to stop them.
Absolutely. Dr. Corey Gold, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, we got a big